and it's really about surrendering to life and learning how to play with what is currently happening in your experience at the moment, right? So one of the things that I'm really, really passionate about is teaching other people how to really feel their emotions, how to be with their emotions, right? Because our emotions are so, so important, because in order for us to really live a life of authenticity, for us to feel free, for us to really be in that ease and that flow, to really experience true connection, there has to be a dismantling that needs to happen, and we have to learn how to start to integrate rather than compartmentalize, which is what a lot of us do. We compartmentalize ourselves. And one of the things that I see a lot that happens, especially when one has awakened to their spirituality, and all of a sudden you awaken and you start off on your spiritual path, is that you tend to want to stay in the light. You tend to want to always be happy, and you start to identify as this spiritual person and as this person that always needs to be in the light and the love and finding the positive and everything, which is beautiful. But here's the thing, that is also an extreme, and that is also an aspect that does not serve you, because the real spirituality is an integration of both, of what you perceive to be dark, of what you perceive to be not good. And so when you want to always stay in the light, when you only want to experience positive or like higher levels of emotions, you're kind of off balance. You're not really in alignment. And so learning how to feel your emotions will help you find your center, will help you really find your true alignment. Because when you can learn to just really sit with the wave of emotions that come, and knowing that when that sadness hits you, there's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing wrong with you. Like, you get to be sad, and it doesn't make you less spiritual, it doesn't make you less wise. If anything, oftentimes when those lower levels of emotions that we perceive as lower levels, they actually have so much insight for us. Those heavier, denser emotions, they have a ton of wealth of information, of knowledge for us, that if we know how to use it, if we know how to be with it, if we know how to fuel it, use it for fuel, there's so much there for us. There's so much magic waiting to happen. But what tends to happen is that we resist, we distract, we push and stuff those emotions down, and they get locked up in different aspects of our body. They manifest externally in different ways, because emotions are literally just energies, and that energy has to go somewhere. And my mission and what I do in the work that I do is really guiding people in the underworld of their emotions, and showing them how to be with the emotions that come up, how to use its guidance, its wisdom, and how to start to integrate all of the aspects of themselves that they don't even realize. You don't even realize that you've compartmentalized the parts of yourself that you don't find so acceptable, so lovable. All of those parts of yourself, we start to bring them to the light, and we start to nurture them and love them as they are, and integrate them back into wholeness, so that you can start to really experience life with peace, with presence, with reverence, accepting what is, so that no matter what is going on in your reality, even when it's not what you prefer, you will not be shaken by it. You'll know how to navigate. You'll be able to see what's ahead. You'll be able to know, okay, this is here, and it may not be what I prefer, but there's a reason for it. You'll be able to see the message and the lesson and how it starts to interconnect. And there's a peace, because oftentimes we tend to be very tense in our lives, in our bodies, and resisting life, and not wanting this to be what it is, and wanting to change things, and wanting to be in the future and get there. And all of that just creates so much locked up, stagnant, stuck energy that keeps you actually in place. So it's actually your very resistance of what is, your lack of presence, your avoidance, your unwillingness to feel your emotions is what's holding you back from really being the full expression of who you are, from having the things that you desire.